Welcome to day 7 of building my own Fallout game-sized mod, where I did a whole lot of work for a whole lot of nothing. Well, some days be like that. Firstly, implemented our first custom 3D model of a newspaper stand that was created by Just Dreads, who made this for the Fallout Empire Waste project, a mod of similar size that takes you to New York City. Voiced NPCs, quests, new items, new stories, all the shebang. You might want to check it out. The link for that is in the description below. The animation comes with it, and the sound is duplicated from the normal newspaper stand you know from the game already. After that, I had to revise the pizza boxes I implemented in the previous episode, as I realized they still have a lot of English inscriptions, and hence fully reintegrate them. Then, I created a new asset that must not miss in a Fallout taking place in Germany. A beer 6-pack. I used the Slocum's Joe Bus Bites pack and retextured that with my own fictitious beer brand from Cologne called Plörre. Ja, mei, tut mir leid, aber ihr Spire muss halt gegen euer Bier sein. Das ist halt einfach Gesetz. Dafür habt's erst die besseren Leid. At first I made this beer 6-pack as a container, but as I was going along I realized it would make way more sense as an activator that you interact with to loot the beer straight out of the 6-pack. The next thing on my list was integrating the textures for a new armor set that comes with my mod, which is based upon the diver suit from the harbor in combination with the Brotherhood of Steel Elder Cape that was sadly never used in Fallout 4. Since I tried to avoid loading other plugins but the base game so that we have more exterior references that we can build, I had to manually export the files in order to be able to establish the material swap for my custom textures that come with it. It is an armor worn by a major faction that, you know what, I won't spoil that just now yet. With the implementation of that, however, I had to start exploring a key feature that I've planned for this mod since day one. And that is to give the player the possibility to switch between variants of the same outfit. At first I thought that just simply making it a crafting feature where you have separate outfits and switch easily back and forth could work, but since we also have further armor modifications like armor lining I implemented in an earlier episode, that would hence annihilate the pre-existing modifications the player has applied before. Therefore, I thought maybe I can implement a simple material swap for the outfit the same way as a modification in the armor workbench. A task that is quite easy for Skyrim and Starfield, but oh boy, is that a pain for Fallout 4. I suppose somebody in the development team complained about this too. I mean, why else would they switch back to the Skyrim system for armor in Starfield? It took me quite some time to figure this one out, as I had to create a new object mod for the designated armor that is linked through an armor paint keyword. In the property modifiers, I had to put in the material swap and the keyword for the armor paint. Then, I had to create a crafting recipe, a constructible object, for the switch between dirty and clean. I used an Abraxo cleaner for cleaning, and a bag of fertilizer for the dirty variant as a little joke for now. Then I added the clean variant into the object template for the outfit with the assigned keyword, and voila! Now the player can switch between variants for the same outfit in the armor workbench without us requiring having two separate outfits. And we can copy and paste that work to every new outfit we will implement in the future. Now comes the part that took me the most time because I wanted that to work so desperately, but it just doesn't. Decals. Decals fulfill the purpose in video games to, for example, cover objects that flicker with each other, decorate the world with spills, puddles, tiny craters, or graffiti. The Berlin Wall on the west side became vastly cluttered with these, and therefore we have to represent that in this mod in a satisfying quantity that delivers enough variety, but yet doesn't bloat up the file size of the mod in these current economics where affording a PC requires you to sell your liver. However, one thing I mentioned before is that decals in Fallout 4 are just really frustrating and nitpicky in their behavior. You may have seen that in an early episode with the snow where I had to switch back to an old trusted friend. The slime! Clutter Gen Slime A is a flat 3D object with swappable materials I hence reutilized. They may not be as flexible as decals, but if it crashes otherwise, what big choice do we have? Despite sticking to the right DDS compression method and the resolution being divisible by 4, the decals just refused to work that even other experienced modders in chat were absolutely speechless. But now we have it this way, and that works. I designed quite a few artworks there myself, but I feel like considering the size of the Berlin Wall, we need more. But this is what leads to the headline of this video. If you are an artist who does not use generative AI, I would love to implement some artwork fitting to the setting. It doesn't have to be really good. After all, it's spray painted usually in a hurry. So, if you're interested, feel free to make some artwork, put in your tag somewhere in the corner of it, like graffiti artists do, and contact me on the official Discord server of Fallout Iron Curtain, so we can review it and see whether we can and want to implement it. Generally speaking, this Discord server is open for the public as we speak, so if an update once a week isn't enough for you, or you want to just chat with us or maybe even apply to the team yourself, this is the place where you would go. What we require the most right now are 3D designers so we can build the world. That sums up the 10 hours of Day 7. I see you next week for Day 8. Huge thanks and appreciation to your massive support, especially over on Ko-fi where you can tip me. Until then, I wish you a great day, a great night, and I catch you another time, another day. Hooroo. Oh, wait, and a wise quote. Oopsie doopsie. In the fear of losing something, it is of utmost importance to never lose yourself. Outtakes! At first, I made this beer 6-pack as a container, but I was going along, and as I was going along, and along goes Vanya, 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 and along goes Vanya, Vanya, Vanya. With the implementation of that, however, I start...